Hi everybody, I wanted to make this video in regard to the recent controversy surrounding the YouTube user Missanthro Pony, who was discovered to be on the autistic spectrum recently. This would explain certain aspects of what happened during these controversies. Well, in the past, he mostly does reviews of stuff they either enjoys or didn't enjoy, or critical essays of other people's reviews, like the Nostalgia Critic, for example. And that was actually the only one I'd watched, was the one from start to finish would be the one from when he did the Nostalgia Critic critique, as it were, on his Sailor Moon review. And of course agreed with him in quite a few points on that, and why that really wasn't one of Doug Walker's best. And just make it out there, not really that big of a Doug Walker fan, and haven't really been watching stuff from him ever since the Channel Awesome Not So Awesome controversy in and of itself. But yeah, but anyway, but this is of course what Missanthro Pony, or Matt for short, I know it's a silly name regardless, what he did in the past was in the past. This is about recent controversies that he'd done. But like I said, because it was revealed that he was on the autistic spectrum, this would explain why he would have done certain things. Like, for example, if he was quite critical about something that he was passionate about, like My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, which he based his anthropomorphic character on, and his screen name, he'll defend that series, Friendship is Magic, that is, till the cows come home, so, it's absolutely fine. But if he's very critical about something that he absolutely hates, and someone questions him on that, he'll instantly go and attack them, or thinking it's a personal attack on him. And that would be a common trait for somebody who might be paranoid, or somebody on the autistic spectrum, because sometimes people might say things to someone and they might think of it being a personal attack, especially if it's in the form of text, since you can only convey so much text, so you can only convey so much emotion through text, especially while trying to communicate with an autistic person. They might see it as being literal and might see it as a personal attack on them. And this is definitely what's the that's definitely the case here. So yeah, lots of people had criticised Map, mostly for him being quite angry during a lot of his reviews of certain things. He can get really, really emotionally charged with the things he's discussing, for good or for ill. But mostly, the whole ill thing, as we'll come to see. The first of these controversies would be involving another YouTube user called The Real Thomas, who had actually uploaded several videos of his own critiques involving Missanthro Pony and his methods. Anyway, of course, you can see, because Missanthro Pony would see these would see these videos as a personal attack, he had talked to certain people, and one of them said, don't do anything, just leave things as they are. We'll have a private chat later on and we'll discuss it then. I'll say their name. It was Lyle Convoy's reviews that told him basically to do that. But no, what Matt did afterwards was he didn't ignore the situation. He didn't ignore The Real Thomas. What he did was he had posted copyright strikes on all of his videos that featured all of his critiques on him. And naturally, Lyle Convoy wasn't too happy about that and made it known. And he then uploaded an apology video saying how petty that he was. But at the same time, it also sounded like he was still angry at The Real Thomas, and it felt like it was a half-assed apology, which lots of people I think have come to agree that it was. But that was just the tip of the iceberg, because then shortly afterwards there was another user called Cartoonshi, who as far as I recall, I think he's also on the spectrum like myself and Missanthro Pony, but I could be wrong. But anyway, Can't remember. I think he is, but if he isn't, if you're not, then I do apologise, Cartoon She. But anyway, yeah, he and Missanthro Pony had got to talking. This is like years before all this, on Twitter, or some time ago, and they talked a couple of times about various things from from time to time, whatnot. But again, this is going back to Missanthro Pony's actual personality. How he can be quite angry and quite passionate, and he would if somebody might agree with him a few things, but if they disagreed on one thing, he'll be like, "Oh, well, why don't you agree with me on this opinion then? Because then if you don't agree with me on this opinion, then that makes you absolutely stupid." That kind of mindset. Anyway, but imagine it being a lot more angrier and a lot more choice words are mentioned. Anyway, because of that sort of thing, Cartoon She thought, no, I don't really want to be associated with this person, so he decided to unfollow him and block him on Twitter and such. Which, from first glance, it's going to sting quite a bit when someone just blocks you out of the blue. I know, I've been there myself, but if Map, if you're watching this, here's some advice. Let it go. Yeah, I know it's an old Frozen joke or whatever, but that is actually true. Just let it go, because there's not much you can do. I've been there myself. I've had a friend, or someone I thought was a friend, for many, many years, and they decided to cut all ties with me. And I said, well, you know what? Fine. Be that way. And it's sore, yes, but you move on. That's all you can do. It's hard. I can imagine it is hard, but that's what you do. You just move on. If someone wishes to disassociate from you, that's all you can do. You just have to move on. But unfortunately, Map didn't. At least not with Cartoon She. He made another account on Twitter claiming to be someone else and trying to get more and more information as to why Cartoon She would just decide to block him, and did what he did. And eventually Cartoon She grew to be suspicious of this other Twitter user, because of all the things, like all his conversation always seems to be about Missanthro Pony, nothing else, and there's like other things, like several speech things and other forms of discussion, like were things that Map often would use. Little telltale signs like that would basically think it made it stop and think, it made Cartoon She stop and think, wondered, this guy, whoever he is, whatever, is acting a lot like Map. So he eventually confronted him and just basically said, "Are you Map?" And Map just basically said, well, don't get mad or anything, but yes, it is me. And yeah, you can imagine everybody got mad at him. Cartoon She got mad, Lower Convoy Reviews got mad at him, especially Lower Convoy Reviews. Oh boy, he's a huge rant on his own stream about him. Oh boy, yeah, he was not happy. And neither was another user called Blaze TV, of whom he was also in correspondence. In fact, he was pestering her. Map was pestering her in regards to trying to get information as to why Cartoon She would do this, because she was also frequently in contact with Cartoon She, and of course Cartoon She explained the whole situation to her privately, as to why he did all this, and I think he also explained it to Lower Convoy Reviews as well, and he was also like, okay, that's absolutely fine, dude. If you don't really want to associate yourself with him, you don't have to. It's your choice. Well, like Lower Convoy and Blaze TV, well, they were like completely supportive of Cartoon She for his choices. Map was obviously not, and that's why he went and did the false Twitter accounts. That's why he did all this, that, and the other, and that is why. And of course, they've all exposed him. They've all made their own videos. Well, Blaze and Cartoon She shared their video, but yeah. But now it's all exposed. Now other people have pop videos and say, "Oh, I feel quite betrayed by his behaviour," and I can imagine so. Yeah, this is quite big. I mean, obviously, I'm not a massive fan of Map to begin with, and I said I only really watched that Sailor Moon critique for the Nostalgia Critic review. That was the only real one I've actually watched. But but from what I can see, because of the reveal that he was actually on the autistic spectrum. Yeah, that all the stuff that happened, yeah, does make a lot of sense. Like the fact that, you know, if anyone critiqued him, he instantly sees it as a personal attack. Sometimes that can happen. They feel the need to defend himself, and he also released another apology video, which has recently been re-uploaded by someone else, in regard to Cartoon She and Blaze TV. And even in that even in that apology video, yeah, you can tell that he's still, well, he's still angry, but I'm guessing he's also still slightly confused, even though he's trying to apologise, but it doesn't make him sound sincere at all. And yeah, everybody just basically said, look, dude, just, you know, take time off the internet, take time off social media, take time off from doing your plan reviews, whatever. Just take time off and just clear your head. And, you know, maybe come back in a couple of months. Just do what you usually do, and, you know, people might start watching you again just because of that. So, yeah, we just have to, you know, wait and see if he follows their advice or not. Or maybe that's it for Missanthro Pony. Maybe we'll never see him again. Who knows? But, yeah. Oh, and going back to Cartoon She for a moment there. Cartoon She was also quite scared about the fact that Map may have been planning on putting him into a video that Map was going to do about all his haters and that sort of thing. Because Cartoon She was afraid that he was coming across as a hater to him, and he was going to be exposed in his video, even though he wasn't really hating on him. He just, you know, disliked a few things about him. But this is the thing, though. He was, that was the other thing. With the Twitter account, he was trying to get him to do this and the other. He was trying to basically force him to explain publicly, whatever, to explain to everyone why he would, you know, do all these bad things to Matt, like block him and that kind of thing, and just, you know, it really did terrify him, and that's why he went out to Blaze TV and Large Convoys Reviews for help. But yeah, this is the other thing, though. Cartoon She is at this point in time about 19 years old. He is 19 years old. He is 10 years Map's junior. Map is 10 years older than he is. And yeah, obviously he probably didn't know about the age difference at the time, but still. He intentionally, at least for a time, intimidated a young teenager to try and do all this stuff. Well, not that sounds a lot worse, but basically it was just intimidation. He was intimidating him to say, you know, why did you block me? Why did you act like a hater? You know, I thought we were friends, even though, you know, even the Cartoon She actually admitted that they only talked about like only a couple of times on Twitter and whatnot, and weren't really considered friends. Well, to Map, obviously, that a few conversations mean, oh, we're good buddies, but no, it doesn't work like that. Obviously, again, another aspect of being on the spectrum. Sometimes a few correspondence can instantly mean, oh, instant friendship, when of course it doesn't. Friendship takes time to build up. But there we go. Like I said, this could very well be the end for Map. Who knows if he will ever come back again? But yeah. Still, you know, it is, you know, rather sad that, you know, all this had to blow up amongst, you know, people on the spectrum. But, well, he had to come to loggerheads at some point, I guess. And something like this was probably just going to be inevitable. Anyway, I just wanted to make my feelings clear in this whole situation. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and do take care. Bye.